Hey man, it's up.
That might be DJ. That might be DJ. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome to Change Lives. Hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. Happy Thursday. Best day of the week.
That's right.
Laugh threw me off.
The only day of the week.
Yeah.
That matters.
Boy, good.
Huh?
Boy, good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We had an accident last week. Oh, yeah. Guys, welcome to Change Lives. Hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Today we're talking about a topic that is near and dear to me. We actually had this show about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. Maybe a couple years after my divorce, but I think it's warranted being revisited because I think it's a subject matter that a lot of people deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we're talking about the challenges of co-parenting. Tonight we're talking about the challenges of co-parenting. And what I want to give insight in regards to different kinds of challenges that people may encounter as far as co-parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Or I had a relationship, something happened, oops,
Yeah.
or whatever the situation be.
Right.
And you guys, insight looking at, but also some tips on how to remedy it as well.
Okay.
Right? Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my awesome producer, DJ Labs.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man.
You already said it's the best day of the week, right?
Absolutely. You know this.
So I don't need to repeat that, but they already know what it is. The best day of the week. The only day that matters.
Mm-hmm.
The only day you get that knowledge
There you go.
thrown at you for free. You just gotta
Hey,
catch
man.
it.
That means a lot coming from you.
Right.
I also want to say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's up,
going
Rick?
on, Rick?
I see Rick's on the Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
But man, what I want to talk about. Before I get started, I'm sorry. But get it right.
Uh-huh.
As of yesterday,
Okay.
we just crossed the plateau. We changed the lives.
Oh.
We had 10,000 subscribers on YouTube.
We can sell stuff on there now.
Yeah, man, but that was cool. And I just want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, if you know, Change Lives have been around longer than Mr. Short Dog. I had to think about it almost 2 years prior to it. And just could never get in there and click it, man. And I think we started beginning of the year with 3,000 subscribers. And we've grown and everything. So my goal for 24 is 5,000. So to be knocking at 10 in September, man, I'm elated. So I just want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. I love and support, man. So yeah, we just crossed that plateau on yesterday. So man, yeah, we still chopping wood, baby.
That's right.
We still
keep doing it.
Yeah,
we need a million. We need a million.
Yeah, shit.
That's when that stopped working all together. Come in when that million followers come in, subscribers, and all that money start rolling in from Google, YouTube.
Stream alive from my Versace roll.
Right.
Nah, man, serious business. I really want to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. And I think one of the key things we've been staying true to what we've been doing, talking about important topics. I want to say we didn't sway to message.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's hard not to do when you see the numbers on the message stuff in the stratosphere, but
because all the time people come to me, hey man, I want to come on your show. I want to talk about this. You should talk about that. That's not in line with what I want to talk about. Or what I want to deal with and everything. Even though there are other channels that talk about the gospel and all that kind of stuff, that ain't me.
Right.
So for us to stay in line with what we've been doing to be true to that growth, man, I'm super excited.
Yeah.
So I want to tell everybody, thank you. So, we're talking about the challenges of co-parenting.
Okay.
And as everybody know, man, about 3.5, 4, 5, whatever it was, I went through my divorce. And I entered the world of co-parenting. At that time we had two minor dependents, just one now. And over the years I'd always noticed other people with their children, damn man, y'all can't do this, y'all can't do that. My ignorant ass and thinking like Yeah, people just like, well, they don't want to do this.
Right.
He don't want to do this. She don't want to do that. And you just looking from the outside, like, man, shit. Man, y'all can just do this. Y'all just get it together.
Uh-huh.
And then, because you don't know.
Right.
And it seems just that simple. Mm-hmm. But you find out real quickly, you go through it, that ain't how shit go. Because you got your mind on how things should go. Mm-hmm. They got their mind on how things should go. And both of y'all believe y'all right.
Right. Being in the middle is sometimes impossible.
Exactly. One key thing, and I want to say this before we get to talking about the challenges, and we talked about this a couple weeks on the show. The good part, the great part about everything is just the one be co-parent. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you something, Leia. A lot of times I talk to a lot of brothers on this subject because typically most of the time the mothers get the kids, right? Mm-hmm. Things kind of change over the years, right? But typically most of the time the mothers are the ones that get custody. A lot of guys will say, I can't do this, I can't do that. My personal opinion, a lot of times the reason why you can't do that because you haven't tried to actually file for mm-hmm. custody mm-hmm. or any kind of, legitimation for doing it. And a lot of, you hear different things. Well, I don't want the child support. I don't want to quarter my business, this, that, and that. I will say this. Maybe 20 years ago, it was very, very hard for a man to have rights. Mm-hmm. It's not as difficult now.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not challenges, but I will say this, in this day and age, if you put up a damn fight, you can get visitation and this, that, you know what I'm saying? Child support is calculated differently. Mm-hmm. All kind of, it's different.
Right.
Right? So I understand 80s, 90s, early 2000s. But right now, shit's a lot different.
Right.
So there's no excuse for you to at least be taking some kind of initiation mm-hmm. to, like, look, I want these rights. I want to be able to see my child. Not you asking, but you getting the shit pen and the paper. You know mm-hmm. what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing about it. When I just say we're talking about co-parenting. One of the things about it, if you can just sit here and have a civil relationship and y'all ain't got to get the courts involved and y'all doing this kind of stuff, fantastic.
Right.
But in reality, that's not always how it's going to be.
Right.
Because arguments happen, mm-hmm. life changes happen, mm-hmm. new marriage and relationships, moving, mm-hmm. all that kind of stuff happens. And now you're trying to figure stuff out. Mm-hmm. And it's figuring stuff out off somebody's decision as opposed to a brief.
Yeah, I would, just my opinion. Luckily, when I got divorced, my children were older, like in their 20s. So I was blessed not to have to go through the co-parenting phase. But even if I had, I probably would have went to court anyway. Just even if we had a amicable understanding with each other, I still would have went to court just to have that stuff on paper, because you never know. Like you said, you never know. One day, my ex-wife could have woke up with a bug up her, and said, "I'm moving." I'm like, "No, you can't move." She's like, "I can move," but if I have it on paper at the court saying, "If you move, you got to do this, that, then it would be better for me, and in the long run. So I would just go to the court, just get it all on paper anyway.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing about, I think, a lot of times, what people don't understand, life does not stay in the present, mm-hmm. right? Life don't stay in the present. So a lot of times, unless you got, your forethought, got some kind of foresight, you don't be looking at, I might remarry, mm-hmm. I might move, I might get a promotion, not remarry, to get a relationship. Mm-hmm. I might change religions. I may have different philosophical differences on education, athletics, things like that. Mm-hmm. People think about the day, and they don't think about so you got to have some kind of structure in place. Mm-hmm. So I just would advise, because we use a lot of barbershop, sit on spot conversation. I don't know what women have, but what I'm saying in general, it behooves you mm-hmm. to be trying to have some kind of structure in place,
right?
And regardless of the relationship, mm-hmm. We feel like we don't have to have it because stuff happens.
Right.
Slick says some of y'all don't act right. Co-parent doesn't give you certain perks because you want to do what you're supposed to do anyway. That's fair.
Right.
But that's the whole point of getting it on paper.
Right.
So we ain't really got no.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Misunderstandings always happens when you least expect them.
Exactly.
So if you are have an understanding and all of a sudden you or her decides to do something that's out of the norm, it's better to have it on paper that can't happen. I'm just saying.
But I always say contract keep friendship.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we got everything written.
Right.
What we talking about? You know what I'm saying?
And the change, guess what we got to go back to?
Yeah, got to go back to court. So
right.
I just think that, a lot of conversations, especially with men, is they're avoiding, to me, child support rather than, hey, listen, with that. And if you can get past the fear of child support, I think you can move forward getting structure in place. And I think because a lot of times, most of the times that I know of, I don't got no statistical data, most of the times, guys have been put on child support under adverse situations. Just it wasn't that, hey, let's sit down, we got a kid, let's go get this thing. I'm talking about outside of a divorce.
Right.
Right? So outside of that, just going and just sitting down doing it, it's usually, something was filed. Now we got to sit here depending on how much they went in court, if they went or they missed something or whatever. Something was laid out, and then they got to be reactive. They didn't get full custody, this, that, and that. Now they just skimming a reactive mode to what was given as opposed to being proactive planning, getting this stuff down on paper and stuff. And I just think a lot of times cats just really get past that. You put yourself in a position where you can co-parent. Like, you got your way, they got their ways, but y'all can move accordingly as opposed to a lot of BS. Right. Because you don't have things on paper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But even going to court, trying to avoid child support, in some states, and I believe Georgia's one of them now, if you go to court for child support, they're going to do a DNA test. You may find out that child's not yours. It may not, which might hurt your feelings, but in the long run, do you want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about those things. Like, if we go to child support, they're going to do a DNA test to see the child's mine anyway.
Well, we had a whole show on this. I'm a big proponent on birth testing at birth. DNA testing at birth. Right. So, I'm just getting married.
Right.
Because you do know in Georgia, if a person is married and that husband is not the father, he's still responsible.
But I think they're making it now to where if the DNA test shows that he's not the father, and I may be wrong, I may have read this about another state, that he is not responsible because you have a lot of people on child support that the child is not even theirs, and there's a lot of people, trying to change that law. Like, you just because the mother says that this is my baby's father, and the court usually goes with it. That's just not the case. Like, there was one case where the lady said, well, they wanted me to put a name on the birth certificate, and I knew that he was responsible, so I just put him on it.
Rick said you wrong, Leia. Well, to that point, Leia, check this out, though. To that, I think law is you just be aware of it, but you're still legally responsible.
Okay.
For it. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
It's crazy. I don't think but now it's just in that house, somebody say with the outside child. But it's with if it's a child with that woman, you still legally responsible. That's a whole lot of hoopla. Try to fix. But man, definitely, man, I just would just say for a lot of brothers, before we get to run, talking about everything, don't be afraid to go through the process to get yourself in a position where you can co-parent. Because that's the thing about, where everything, when I'm talking about for the kid minds, everything's good to go. 6 Red Bone 28 says, unless DNA prove otherwise. But even with that, like I said, if they married, that's it. You know what I'm saying? that's one of them things, man. It's that's a function. That's a whole other show. I want to get off topic.
Well, I am right. It says paternity will be established in the state of Georgia before child support is allowed.
Oh yeah, that is a law.
Okay.
No. I'm saying if you're married.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. If somebody puts a person on child support and they're not married, you have to. That's the legitimate. That's the legitimation process.
Okay.
Like you have to get paternity done. Period.
Okay.
But if you sign the birth certificate, you acknowledge you are.
Okay.
So it's whole hell to go back from that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Those birth certificate, fellas, not just.
No, you damn right. You better not.
Yeah.
You better not.
To fellas, for sure.
As a father of four.
Right.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's your wife. You kind of like screwed.
Hey. Still do it. Get that test anyway if it's your wife. I don't care.
That's the thing. You get that test done for the baby come out. You get all that done.
Right. Exactly.
The headache come, whatever come along.
Right.
I take that little 5-6 month headache.
Exactly.
I pose that 18-year-old wonder.
Right.
Hey, with the night show we're talking about again, the challenges of co-parent. And while co-parent can be an effective arrangement for many families, it is important to acknowledge that there can be potential downsides and challenges associated with this approach. And I just want to go over a couple things in regards to some of the challenges. And that first will be communication and coordination difficulties. Ideally, you want to be able to call, talk, take everything, this, that, and that. If certain things going on, you would love that to be the case.
Right.
I can tell from personal experience that ain't how shit works.
Right.
And it can be extremely, extremely difficult. And when you sit there and say to yourself, like, hey, man, look, we grown, let's just talk and all this other kind of stuff. What people have to be realized, it's just like any other time when you sit down and do negotiation, anything like that, it's got to be two willing parties to communicate. You don't know if the person wants to talk to you or not.
That's true.
And you got to be realistic about that. That was very hard for me to accept.
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
It was very hard for me to accept in regards to, hey, why we can't just
talk this out?
I say this, why we can't? And it was extremely difficult. And I've heard people talk over years like, yeah, we do great. We talk all the time. We do this, not in a friendship matter, but just say, hey, we coordinate this, that, and that, and all that. I admire that kind of shit. Now, I hope it's the truth. Right. But I want people to understand when you, at the onset of it, you say, well, we're heading down this direction. We want a co-parent. This is what we're going to do. Your plan and reality can be two different things. And you got to kind of mentally prepare yourself for that. Right. It's very different. Right? Yeah. So I just want people to kind of understand that, you're trying to sit here and say one thing, or depending on who has a child, who don't, you got to put yourself in a position. If you have a situation where the other parent is letting you know what's going on, hey, it's a game this week, it's a recital, they got a program in school. Don't put yourself in a position where I heard too many brothers. Well, she didn't let me know. Right. She didn't call me. Right. You got to move bud. Right?
That's not really a viable excuse.
Yeah. You got to move bud.
Right.
Because she ain't going to. Right?
You got to figure out a way.
Not going to let you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You got to be involved in school for yourself.
Strike 3, y'all. Look at it. You know they ain't going to happen.
Right.
So we got to sit here and start putting things in place that, let me go and sign myself up for this. Right. Let me go and call the school, do that. Right. Let me find out, get the alerts from all the other kind of stuff. You got to make sure if it's not working that way.
You always should prepare for the worst. You always should prepare for the adversity that may come in a divorce when you got children. It's just, I don't know if people really know about human nature. My master's degree in human behavior tells me that you always should prepare for the worst. It's just human nature. People get mad, they get bitter, they start thinking about things that they've gone through with you and gone through because of you, and then things change. Their whole mindset changes when children are involved. They be like, you know what? I ain't let him know nothing. Or
For real. Hey, man, I forgot to mention, guys, feel free to call in. The call-in number is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. Feel free to call in. I don't know what the hell I forgot.
They should know that number by heart anyway if they tried and true fans.
Well, I heard that worm guy.
You know what? I think he got what he wanted when he called the comedy show. They joke with him and laugh with him. And he was happy with that. I'm serious. He called in on the comedy show and they were joking and laughing with him. He had a good time. He was like, "Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it." And he called back since.
I guess I don't know if I can be that lucky.
Right.
Again, tonight show we're talking about the challenge of co-parenting. We're just talking in general about, one thing, man, communication and coordination. Not getting responses back, not doing, not getting heard back or whatever. It can be very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a couple other damn actions, but you have to make sure that you're in a headspace where you can handle it.
Right.
I think a lot of times, and I just speak out of personal experience, it catch y'all guard that you're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the thing about it, because you're going through it. Everybody got different personality traits. Like
right.
Sometimes, just say you're a dominant person, you command other person. Because you can forget a lot of times when you in a relationship with a person, at one point, y'all, you suggest and they do.
Mm-hmm.
Or they suggest and you do.
Uh-huh.
And now y'all are different and you ain't hearing that shit. Ain't hearing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't together no more.
Right, because the compromise is not necessary anymore.
Exactly.
Right.
And so I just think that's what a lot of times people get hung up in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I can say that for myself. Like, right. Hey man, go do this. You don't tell me what. You're not even really trying to boss nobody.
Right.
You're just more so like used to a certain situation.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's the kind of thing I think a lot of time people don't necessarily prepare themselves for.
Yeah, because people are going to change. It's just, like I said, it's human nature. People are going to change after a divorce or after a marriage because that's just what they do. They figure they've compromised so much during the relationship that I'm not compromising now. It's just the way it goes. I mean, I believe my ex-wife right now, if she was to talk to me or try to ask me about something or to compromise on something, she would find it very difficult because I am not doing it. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it goes, which I'm telling you, I am not going to do it regardless.
Even if it makes sense.
Even if it makes sense.
Why laugh?
I don't know. I just don't want to do it. Let me hold on. I'm being petty. I would do it. I want you to be honest. I would do it if it made sense, but I'm gonna do it on my own time. I'm not gonna do it right then. I'm gonna do it when I feel like it's necessary to be done. That's the truth.
I got you.
Now, if it's something to do with the kids, it's different. Which it should be only that anyway. But I'm gonna do it on my own time. Like you just said, you don't tell me what to do. You dang sure don't tell me when to do it. I'm gonna do it on my own time.
We can say sometimes it depends on how you two part. And I can agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. How you part, outside influences, new outside influences, all that kind of stuff come into play. But again, we're talking about tonight, the challenge of co-parenting. And, we just talked about the extra communication coordination. Another one is kind of along the lines that conflict and disagreements. The co-parenting may involve decision-making and problem-solving that requires both parents to collaborate and reach agreements. Disagreements and conflicts can arise regarding parenting style, discipline, education, healthcare, and other important aspects of raising children. If the co-parents are unable to resolve these conflicts, it can create tension and instability in the children's lives. The thing of it is, man, it's like when you're in the same house, a lot of times you try to have that unified front.
Mm-hmm.
And that a lot of times dissipates because depending on how you and that person move now, philosophically, because I think a lot of times everybody not seeing the same shit every day.
Right.
When you're together,
mm-hmm.
you might see the same thing. But then outside of it now, lab trip.
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Pooch ain't seen this, you don't do this, that, and that. Everybody can have their own little perspective.
Right.
As opposed to, you know what I'm saying? What's going on? Poppy she shot. Who's that, man? What's going on? Bo Morgan 42. What's going on? I ain't for sure who that is. Appreciate you tuning in. You know, a lot of times, man, I think about it. You know, people, when you try to have them look, when you try to be the bigger person, try to have them look, you forget the person you with, or the person you even think with, but just say the person you got a child with, intellectually, philosophically,
right,
all that kind of shit is different. I process it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of times people just forget. You know, just really like, man, you know who that was. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you don't realize, like, damn, man, I just kicked it with it back in the day when I was 20 something.
Right.
Like, now, you know, we different. You know what I'm saying? Shout us on for like, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Appreciate you tuning in. Those things cause a lot of difference. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you sitting there saying to yourself, like, baby mama, she just, I don't brew here. I don't brew, she's there. You know, or vice versa.
Right.
And you trying to say, well, look, man, I want them to go to this camp. It's a good experience.
Right.
The other person, that shit is a waste of money.
Right.
You know, just talking about. And it's tough.
It is.
It's tough. And it may be a conflict in regards to, hey, look, it costs so much, can we split the cost? Or it may be during a certain time period where it may be with the other parent. Man, that shit is tough.
Yeah.
Because what you're missing is when you try to explain it to the other party, if they're going to even be receptive to what you're saying, maybe give you a chance to talk.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know that
you always coming up with something for them to do. You ain't got.
You want to do what you pay for.
You pay for it. You come pick them up. You come take them. Yeah, I get it.
And I just say that the only thing you can do is just be open minded. Like, hey, I'm gonna put it out there and just hope, you know, we can come to some kind of amends. What we got here, I'm a single dad with full custody. I've been through it all. Been through it. Our peace is priceless. Hey, now I agree with that. But you know, when you got appreciate that, even when you got your peace, the thing of it is, shit, that get disrupted if you can't make certain things happen. Because at the end of the day, and I know we have joint custody, shared custody with that. So that, you know, when you go through that, you know, you have the tiebreaker for facets, medical, religion, extracurricular, and education. One parent got a tiebreaker on two, the other parent got a tiebreaker on the other two, right? So, you know, at the end of the day, like, shit, you still got a philosophy. I want to get them in this particular school or whatever, you know, they ain't even feeling it. And they may have a tiebreaker on it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And you got, man, I'm just saying, and the shit can be so frustrating and everything, but you got to get yourself in a certain headspace and just say, look, I always say, control your control.
Control your control. Right.
Control your control. Like what you can't control. Or more than 42 said, I put myself on child support. I appreciate you just tuning in. We talked about that earlier. I always say that. Guys, do not avoid having custody, having input with your child because you worry about child support.
Right.
Once you, like I said, in 2024, the calculation is totally different. And everything, you got a lot of judges that are more forward thinking, more progressive. That little $300, $400, $500 you tripping on and stuff like that. And we stretching it with them.
Right.
At the end of the day, man,
you stretching it a lot with that. You stretching a lot with that.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
Just giving yourself on paper. Now you got a voice. You got a voice now. Now I don't want to do that, you know. But until you do that,
right, your voice is a little silent.
She hang the damn phone.
Right.
He or whoever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want to get the stuff, get it done the right way.
Get that paper.
Now you got your voice.
Right.
You feel me? And but definitely when we start talking about those damn conflicts and disagreements, you got to get yourself in a certain headspace to realistic about. Hey, man.
You know, you talk about education, religion, that's curriculum. Sometimes you can't even get on the same page about vacation time. Summer vacation.
Well,
The simplest thing.
Well, to that point though, man,
Right.
you just said that. Think about what I just said. If you have went to that whole thing, legitimized and all that kind of stuff, man, you can't. It's on paper. Like, I got the vacation. We do this, so y'all can. That's the whole point of doing that.
Right. Right.
Now, if shit get in place without you, you waiting for somebody to put you on papers or do that kind of stuff, now you're in reactionary mode.
Right. Right.
But if you can initiate, y'all get stuff done, we can lay all that stuff out now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know that I got them 2 weeks in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
We know I got them this holiday. We know we're rotating this. You know that.
Okay.
So we ain't gotta
argue about
the other
this.
shit.
It's on paper already.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna follow this paper to the T.
Exactly. So that's my whole thing. But don't be so afraid to initiate it. You know what I'm saying? Well, Morgan said we really don't need them white folks in our business, and went through mediation. I agree. Well, the thought process, I don't look at it in regards to putting white folks in your business. I just feel like putting it. You ain't gonna necessarily be dealing with a person that's gonna be straight up. And they may or may not be, but if we can just get this, we got no confusion.
Right.
Because, like I say again, we can't be so stuck on today. And you and I will be different people tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I got a girlfriend. I got a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I done got a whole new religion. I got a whole new job. Same thing with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we totally thinking differently now.
Right.
My girl don't want you to be around. Your man don't want me to be around.
Right.
You working a whole different kind of job. So what we agreed on at a certain time, now we can't do it.
Right.
All this shit, it
plays. It plays. Yeah.
So what we agreed
comes into play.
Change. But we go back to the paper, they get the paper change.
Right.
Or we gotta live by what we got wrote down.
Right.
That's the thing about it, man. And
it's a protection for all.
Really. Yeah, and that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's why you will hope that
it will stay.
We'll stay, whatever. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That day you won't have contracts with anybody.
Human nature is not gonna let it happen that way. It's just like we said, like if you come up with a new job and the job says, well, you got to move to Oregon or Seattle, and you want to take the kid to Seattle, she may have something against Seattle. I don't like Seattle. Such happens in Seattle. You can't take my children there. If the papers say that he can take the children to Seattle, she can't argue with that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, what we got, Rick said, some parents use kids as a means to BS. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I say, what's on written down on paper, you can't get around that.
Right.
Bo Morgan said, y'all talk some real shit, and why Don and Moolah didn't call me on this topic. Hey, you on the best show possible, dog. Don and Moolah J, let's step slow with it.
Right.
Step slow with it. Shout out to Don and Moolah. They're step slow with it. But no, man, that's one of the things you have to be mentally prepared for that. And,
right.
You hope that people gonna do right.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I might be tripping.
Right.
I might be tripping, right? I'm human.
It happens. It happens to us.
I might got here, hey, folks.
She might have to snap the paper. You know what the paper say, right? Right. I did sign it.
Yeah.
Did it say 2 weekends out the month?
Yeah. Yeah, guys, we're talking about challenges of co-parenting. Feel free to call in. Call in number 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. Inconsistent parent approaches. And that goes back to saying, like, hey, you right here with certain things, now you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be stern with punish them. Now you don't want to say nothing to them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we gotta keep it moving.
Pushing, right?
And those kind of things happen, man. Mm-hmm. Whereas I've had situations where we agreed on something, and I would say, you like, hey man, what the hell did we say that? I've heard it. I changed my mind.
Right.
Hey, you changed your mind.
When you change it.
And sometimes I ain't even been told when you changed it.
I just changed it when we pulled up.
So kids to change.
When I changed as soon as I saw your ugly car pulling my driveway.
Real. What we got here? Homeowner said no one has half the battle. Since Redbone said, I think either the co-parent, once both parents have healed and move on. Well, that shit may not never ever happen.
No.
It may not ever happen, right? Reset Lab is petty as fuck. And that's an issue.
I am.
Well, you know, like I said, man, a person, you know, ideally, that's what I said. This whole point of having contracts. You can have whatever you agreed on and what you say, hey, this is what we're gonna do, this is how we're gonna go about things. But people don't stick to it, like
that's true.
People don't stick to it.
That's true.
And a lot of times we gotta find that out the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go through stuff, your attorney say, wait, listen, y'all wrong, y'all can just stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
What y'all, you know, say, like, all right, cool, you know, on that stuff, and I find out the hard way. I know damn well I did.
I think people get it confused that, you know, this person is like this while we married, they're gonna be like this after we divorce. You know, that's just not the case. You know, that person may be the most compromising, loving person. You say, yeah, I want to do this. They're like, sure, sweetheart, no problem. But when that divorce happens, the whole demeanor changes. So people don't be expecting that to be a surprise. Like she was cool or he was cool during the marriage. Like it wasn't none that I didn't want to, couldn't compromise on, or couldn't come to a conclusion, understanding on. Now it's just argument every time we say something. People don't be expecting that change in the person. It could be immediate that it happens.
You think about the mental train that put on you of just an ex.
Right.
Yeah, just say if it's just a situation.
Right.
A baby daddy, baby mama. Y'all really ain't even kicked it like that.
Right.
And you just getting to know this person on the fly.
Right.
In the
trying to raise the baby.
What?
Right.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like what? You know, she was fun with sex.
Right.
She a whole damn fool with life.
Right.
And vice versa.
Right.
So, man, you gotta, like I said, man, we're giving some of the challenges of co-parenting. We're trying to help everybody kind of get in a good mental space to be able to deal with certain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times we think some of the problems we encounter in life, in particular to us, but they're not that uncommon.
That's
right.
That happens to a lot of people.
And that's why I want to have a conversation so we all can help each other to better be able to, you know, mitigate the strain, mitigate the stress that some of these things are putting on us. What we got in here, one more said, I thought it was love, but it left when I came. Don't pay a lifetime bill for 3 minutes of thrill.
There you have it.
Look, 3 minutes, dog.
3 minutes.
I need 5. Y'all crazy.
Right.
Y'all crazy. But, you know, again, we're talking about those. Hey, guys, feel free to call in if you want to add to the conversation. The call in number 678-740-9894. Again, the call in number 678-740-9894. The conflicts of co-parenting. This is one here, man. I think this is really tough. I just, you know, I've experienced this and it really bothers me a lot. The emotional strain they put on kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times you don't intentionally want to put stuff on your kids.
Right.
But, you know, no kid want to see mom or daddy go through nothing. You know, sometimes depending on, you know, where you at as a parent, your head, you ain't trying to put, you know, put no strain on your kid, but you might say something about mama.
Mm-hmm.
They might say something about daddy. Love you both.
Right.
You know, I gotta
children see stuff.
I want to see stuff. They want to repeat stuff. It's all kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you screw them up.
Yeah.
You know, we're doing so not
intentionally.
You know what I'm saying? We're doing it, man. And some folks don't give a damn.
That's
right?
true.
Not that they try to screw, you know, they just want to get back at a person so bad and say, look what you did. Look what you didn't do. And that shit rough.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one thing when you put the strain on your kid, it's a whole other thing. Now we got to try to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And you fixing your child may require both of y'all.
That's true.
But neither one of y'all working together.
Why don't you do that?
I don't do shit.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with her.
Right.
She doing okay. Yeah,
she be okay over here. She don't start acting up to shit on with you.
Exactly. Talk to him already.
Right.
You know, you sit down like, hey man, we need to sit down and talk. I ain't sitting shit. I talk to them when they come over here.
Right. You talk to them on your house, I talk to them on my house.
You know what I'm saying? And hey lad, like I always say, man, if both parties ain't willing to work together, that shit ain't gonna go nowhere. You have a gazillion ideas,
Right.
A gazillion plans.
Right.
If people ain't willing to work on that shit. That shit ain't gonna get nowhere.
And human nature always takes over.
I mean, from Slick, you gotta not talk to each other. You gotta not talk to each other through the kids. It hurts the kids more than the parent. And I agree with that. But shit. Hindsight being 2020. Shit, I ain't got no damn puppet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Right.
tough.
It's tough.
It's tough. And I'd be lying if I sat here and said, like, hey, man, anything we talked about ain't damn experience and stuff like that. But again, it has to be two willing participants.
But you know what? As like I said with my children, they were older when we got divorced. But the one thing I dealt with was the poison of me, my children being poisoned by my ex. You know, about things they thought I said, or things she may have told them that I said, or things she may have told them to do. And what I had to do was stand firm on the fact that, regardless to how she talks about me to them, I'm never going to talk derogatory about her to them, because that's because regardless of what, that's still their mother. You get what I'm saying? And that whole thing could be a backfire type situation. But as they got older, they started to learn that a lot of that stuff that was said about me wasn't true. But it took a while. You get what I'm saying? You have to be solid enough to take that hurt and distance in order to maintain who you are as a person.
So let me ask you this for clarity. You're saying I didn't go tit for tat
No.
with the insults, but did you defend yourself?
No. Because
you just stayed away from it.
Well, I just stayed away from it because to be honest with you, what we divorced about, I've always felt was none of their business. I mean, she can tell them what she wants to tell them, but if I don't collaborate on that, it's just hearsay as far as I'm concerned. So there was never a case of where I sat down and talked to them about what we got divorced about, or what the situation was, why we separated and divorced. She did it, and she did it. Of course, she's going to skew it to her being the angel out of the situation and me being the devil. But I don't feel like it was my job to defend that, or it was my job to defend myself, because I know what I did. To be honest, perfect. And I always told them. I tell them today, it's none of your business why we divorced. It's none of your business what happened, because it's none of their business. It's really none of their business. So no, I didn't do anything. I didn't go tit for tat. I didn't defend myself. I figured that, it'll all come out in the wash, and it has done that. You know what I'm saying?
I probably have done as some piece of everything. Just being honest.
Right.
Might have been hurt, said, nah, that's BS.
Right.
For the most part, I've made it a age-specific conversation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Things I might have said with T and P, I would never say Will as we get older.
Right.
I feel like with a comprehensive standpoint, I may have done that. But I'll be lying to sit here and say if some bad shit was said and they kind of rubbed me wrong, I didn't respond in a way that I shouldn't.
Right.
I'll be lying if I say that. It's been very minimum, but I'd be lying if I say I did.
Right. Yeah, I never responded to that. I don't know. It was
I'm just being honest.
It was tiring for me. I'm like, it's just going tit for tat with this. And I'm very petty. And it took me a lot to refrain from it. Because I always thought to myself, well, that's their mother. So I never want to talk derogatory about their mother. And I got 2 boys. So and you got all boys, so you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes them boys, they mama, they'll play about their mom. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to do anything that's going to make the situation worse by talking bad about their mother. It's just not it. My daughter and my ex are like they're the same, but they're oil and water. You know what I'm saying? So even though they don't get along very well, I still never talk bad about her to her.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. I don't think that was a good look for me.
Yeah, I can't say that's never happened. You know what I'm saying? And it was at a bare minimum. But sometimes I'd be lying if I said I didn't hear something. What?
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just being honest with that.
I get it.
But I think as over the years, because once the situation happened, a lot of I don't know if trauma is too strong a word.
Mm.
But when you start going through stuff shit like that, it hits you kind of like it's something traumatic.
Mm-hmm.
But as time go by, I don't necessarily say it's normal, but you can handle it better.
A little bit better.
Yeah, you know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
But it does cause a lot of strain on the kids and stuff like that. And you hope by the time you done got through it, you ain't did too much damage.
Right, I get it.
Just being honest with you with that. You just hope by the time you make you ain't really did so much damage to them, to y'all relationship, where they may view the other parent and all that kind of stuff. But it's tough. It's tough. And you would love, to go through therapy and go be talking. That still go back the other way.
Right.
Shit.
She got to be willing to do that too.
Yeah, she got to be willing to do that too.
Right.
Right? And because, you said earlier, shit wrong over here, something wrong over there.
Right.
So you just, it's tough.
It's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. That's why we have this conversation. We're talking about the challenges of co-parenting. Feel free to call in, guys, 678-740-9894. Again, 678-740-9894. We're just going through a list of different things that can cause challenges, have a discussion. I'll try to find, again, ways to mitigate the impact that it has on you and your children. In a situation as a whole, right? And the next one being increased logistical complexity. Co-parent arrangement can introduce logistical challenges such as coordinating schedules, transportation, logistics related to school, extracurricular activities, and holidays. These logistical complexities can be time-consuming and require careful planning and coordination between co-parents. Sometimes, man, what you pressing this is unimportant. It's just what you think is important.
Right.
A lot of things, a lot of ways people have when y'all together, they continue to have it. Being late, no sense urge.
It don't change.
Laissez-faire attitude about certain stuff.
Right.
That shit don't go away.
Right.
So now, then you got the life changes. That person moves. That person get a new job. That person get
stop celebrating holidays all together.
New lifestyle.
Right.
All together. So now we start saying like, hey man, like you said, now, okay, I'm your witness.
Right.
We're gonna about a birthday.
Right.
Birthday, we don't need to do that.
Right.
I'm not celebrating that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff where it could be here one time, man, here. And you gotta be able to sit here and just, hey, look, you got the game, you got this practice and all that kind of stuff. How serious is the person gonna be?
Right.
And I'm that shit you better, before you start signing and putting and all that kind of stuff, you better be realistic about, depending on the weight of your involvement, i.e. say if you're gonna be custodial, you gotta make sure they get there or whatever, that person say they gonna help you. You better not hope, you better know
that's gonna happen.
That's gonna happen.
Right.
And if you know that ain't, and possibly not, can you cover it? You
I
know
get
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't. If you got an idea that person's gonna be unreliable, they ain't gonna take the shit serious, don't be tricked.
Right.
And don't put your baby in a situation where, they can't miss practice because you go telling the coach, hey, I can't. The dad's part of the problem, I couldn't get them. And now, this just comes from a person that coached for 20 years. Over 20 years, you a game like football. Kid ain't been to practice. Daddy didn't take him to practice. Her plenty of mom say that. Cause Saturday, they raised the hell to the baby to get in the game.
Right.
I'm telling you, I can't put the kid in the game. Why? Because the kid don't know what to do.
You don't know the plays or nothing.
The kid gonna get himself hurt or get somebody else kid hurt.
Right.
That's the reality. We don't work on something all week. They don't know what to do. Well, put them out there. We can't. We can't do that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Like, no, that's not feasible. Well, I got football. I don't get. You can't do that.
Right.
And something like that. You think folks in a damn reasonable amount of sense that will understand it. They don't give a shit, man.
I know.
Marie says, the best thing that happened for me, for having me co-parent, is the kids having cell phones. That helps. That helps. What's the issue with the cell phone?
Who gonna pay the bill?
No, it just say the bill cool. That don't mean you gonna get the damn message.
Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna pick you up at 5.
Mama might got the phone in her purse.
Me and June still together.
Right.
We somewhere other time because I forgot.
Right.
I forgot Mom did say she gonna pick me up.
Right.
Oh, you see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You know, they got the phone,
but they ain't gonna relay the message.
You know, right? You know the parent, you don't know shit.
Right.
Nobody know you.
Right. That's true.
You get
They say,
what I'm saying?
okay, Dad, I'll see you later. Don't relay the message to Mom.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
Mom
Yeah.
said she's gonna meet us over at such and such at 5
God,
o'clock. And
my
it's
bad.
4:56.
Yeah. Yeah, Mom's on my phone. You got her to get back. No hell. You gotta get your ass whooped. She ain't gotta whoop your ass. I didn't know.
All right.
So that's the shit the damn way, you know, that's, and it's fine. But like I say, you're hoping that stuff gonna get real. You know, you got this intermediary, i.e. the child.
Right.
Shit.
You said a whole bunch right
man,
there.
Oh man. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You know what? And I'm gonna say this too. And I don't know if it's the military person, business owner, whatever. Man, I ain't comfortable damn leave. I'm not even comfortable with the child, you know, relaying it.
Right. It's
that's what be throwing me off.
It's iffy.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I got 4 bright kids.
Right.
Bright. Very bright young men. I can't say it, just think of either one of them that I would have felt confident in
leaving the message
with.
About doing something later on.
Hell no. Hell no. Not one of the 4.
Right.
Very bright young man. I can't sit here and tell that lie.
And it was gonna get relayed properly. That's the part. Related in the timely fashion.
Man, no.
Especially if they in the middle of doing something that's
relay.
Period. They having a great time.
No. Relay, period.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, maybe not. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Maybe if it was something beneficial. Hey, you know, we're gonna do this because I can get my money or something like that. Right. But no. Hell no.
Like, why's your mom calling me? She said we supposed to meet at the. Oh, that's right.
Well, if I had $1 right now,
I'm tell you that.
I'm tired I heard that shit in the past 4 years. But you know me, Lamb.
Right.
I like that's your damn fault. That's your damn fault. That's your damn fault.
Oh wow.
Well, you know you want to damn lead shit to Mr. or Mrs. Unreliable. But when it comes to the decision making, I do think you can't avoid, no matter how you like a person or not, you can't avoid something. The adults need to talk about adult shit.
Right.
Kids don't need to talk.
Don't need to be involved with
that.
I agree with
you.
No.
And it damn sure don't need to be like Rick mentioned earlier, tell you that this,
right.
Tell you mama this,
right.
Tell you
right.
This, tell you, I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
But what you got is what you got.
What you got to deal with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you can't really avoid it, right? Mm-hmm. Again, we're talking about the challenges of co-parenting. We went through a couple of them. Another one is just financial implications. Co-parenting may involve additional financial responsibilities, including child support, shared expenses, potentially maintaining 2 separate households. These financial obligations can create financial strain and challenges for both co-parents, particularly if they are disagreements or difficulty in reaching financial agreements. When you covering certain costs together, it's one time. Mm-hmm. When you separate or whatever, especially like depending on what your involvement and all that stuff. Damn, they got to pay this. They got the band trip. They got the school trip. They got the football thing, and all this, and they get hit with price.
Uh-huh.
Especially on your involvement, you just in reactionary mode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't finna sit here and get in a conversation with say, hey, you need to be in everything that the kids do because y'all agree, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to get major in the minor, but you gotta be realistic.
Right.
If you're not going to this,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're not dealing with it, you just gotta get be mature about. Hey, it might be cost after cost, be different expenses dropping on you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were there, you'll be more annoyed about it.
Right.
But just being honest with it, right? I think that's one thing I think a lot of times people kind of miss out on.
Mm-hmm.
Why we paying for this? Why we gotta do this? Why we gotta do that? And it's just kind of with a lot what people do with it. To me, they personal finances.
Mm-hmm.
You stay dumb and shit, so you don't have to be accountable.
Right.
Why? I didn't know. Shit.
This been going on for a whole time.
Well, I'm just saying. A lot of times you can be proactive and find certain shit out. You'll know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But because you don't want to deal with it, you can play, play dumb. Why are we doing this? I can't believe that. But it's not new news.
Right.
It's not new information.
It happened last year.
Yeah. It was posted.
Right.
So I think a lot of times to avoid getting caught off guard and doing certain stuff, try to be proactive. But also be realistic. The shit that Lab used to catch, Susan used to do this, that, and that, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, look, can't you sure you can't do that?
Nah.
I want
Ain't doing busy that day.
No. And avoiding the problem does not make the problem go away.
Right.
Right? The leaking faucet only gets worse. You choose to look away when it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So now you get a phone call. Hey, son, they take care of this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, your daughter didn't pay for this. We got to get this stuff done. Oh, I thought the father gonna do that. Oh, I thought the mother was gonna do that. Well, regardless, the bill is still due.
Still
do. We don't take care of this shit that can get taken care of. I think that's what people, have to be, get their mind
realistic,
together.
right?
Yeah, because again, like it don't go away because this person didn't do right or say it's still on.
Still gonna happen.
It's still on, man. Again, tonight we've been talking about challenges of co-parenting. We're getting there to the last one, and I think this is the one that probably people really don't anticipate the most. The impact you think is going to be a little different, but you really don't know, and that being the limited flexibility and personal freedom. It's one thing to get out of, when you have a child, you have responsibility for a whole nother human being.
That's true.
And with that responsibility, the whole human being, financial, their interests, their medical, like all that stuff, you're responsible for. You got to be accountable for that situation. And your aspirations, dreams, things you want to do, a lot of stuff in conflict on what you got to do to provide for them.
Mm-hmm.
And what you feel like you should be responsible for, and what you may think that they should be responsible for, can really cause a lot of problems.
It's two different things.
Because everything will be covered on that paper.
Right.
Everything ain't covered on that paper.
Right.
And most of the time on that paper, it's general.
Mm-hmm.
So, the pop-up $20 this, the pop-up $40 that, the last minute, hey, they just said, we got to get to the school for tutoring. Coach want to have an extra football practice, kind of goes some other stuff. So that shit ain't on the paper.
Right.
It ain't on the paper.
Right.
But you got a date. I got to work OT.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go for the family union meeting. I got to, try to, get this little band I want to do together. All my personal shit, damn, I got to do that.
Right.
I got to make sure my paper stuff.
That's true.
Let me call your mom. I ain't got time for that shit. Let me call your dad. Your mama can't take you and all this.
That was very bad. Yeah.
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 We talking about challenging co-parent. You gotta get mentally ready for that shit.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of time people don't necessarily wanna sit there and look at what can you do, lad? What can you do? What can you do? Who right and who wrong?
In that situation, I don't think nobody's right or wrong. It just is what it is. Like you just said.
Exactly. But in the reality of everything, that's not how it's gonna be, reconciled and stuff.
I think people take for granted the fact that when you were married, you had these children, the communication was so open, and you knew what was going on because y'all talked about it. Oh, Sarah got to go to soccer practice tomorrow. Oh, yeah, what time? Okay, I'll let you get out of work early. That communication has been broken now because I don't need to tell you what I'm doing tomorrow, and you don't need to tell me. So now, Sarah got to go to such. Well, I got plans.
All the damn time.
I'm going. I gotta work overtime. I've been working overtime all this week. I can't make it. Because you're not communicating that overtime to that person or to that, and she's not communicating anything to you. So now it's just, well, I can't go. Well, I can't take her. Well, who gonna take her? You get what I'm saying? Like,
problem ain't went nowhere.
Right. Problem is not moved. It's still the same problem.
What's up, T? My older son that came in 5 to 6'11" this year. Man, we talking about damn this shit I go through my children. This is my children. This shit I go through.
Well, let you know what's up with the
So my co-parent, appreciate you doing that, son. You know that, but those kind of things, we get to that point, like, hey, my life.
Right.
And you sit there like, again, and I hope this discussion benefited everybody, give everybody kind of insight, especially if you're going through shit. Yeah, your challenges here and there, I understand. Number one, you're in alone, and your problems aren't as uncommon as you might think. You know what I'm saying? People go through different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think if you can get yourself in the right mental space, to help you deal with a lot of stuff, you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? Just shit help you get done.
Right.
And you
got to work
rule.
towards.
Yeah, you know my rule. Control you control.
That's it.
Like, what the hell going on in that other person between their ears? Yeah, no control over.
I told him that on Monday. On the Monday show, I said, hey, Pooch always say control your control. We can do about that.
Can't. You have a damn stroke.
Right.
You have a stroke, and all the while people still moving the way they want to move.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do nothing about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that, with the conversation helped everybody. In closing, I have my little notes. It's worth noting that a co-parent can have its downsides with effective communication, cooperation, and child-centered approach. Many of these challenges can be mitigated and overcome. Seeking support from professionals such as family counsel or mediators can help co-parents navigate potential difficulties and find solutions that prioritize the well-being of children. With that said, more than likely, depending on how things go, people aren't going to be open to doing that shit. Real talk.
Right.
So you need to make sure that wherever you at, you're in the right headspace to put your child first, but also accept that your philosophy and way you should move with certain things is just that. And be prepared for the shit to get blown out.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared to have 2 or 3 contingent plans. Just, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got what you think you should do. They got what they think you should do. Y'all got what the
child needs to have done.
Your child need to have done. What y'all might half-ass agree to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what y'all agree to do and what y'all do still might be some different shit.
Right.
So just kind of have yourself mentally in a decent headspace to kind of go through that little bump of road.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably the best way to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it ain't no, I think if somebody, you hear people say, parents, this was the best way in order for the child to have a great, safe childhood, parents do that. No shit. No shit. You know what I'm saying? I got this crazy. Hell no, right. It doesn't work like that.
People don't realize that you're not just battling. You're not even battling. You're not just trying to compromise with the child now. You compromise with somebody who don't like you no more. So that's they might like you, or let me not say that, but it's not compromising anymore.
You can say they don't like, but the issue coming up is the decision that you guys got to make, because it's already you're trying. You can even be fair.
Mm-hmm.
You can be fair. This is on both sides, but my fair and your fair are 2 different fairs.
Right, and I'm always gonna try to do what's best for me.
Yeah, because I'm on bus fare, you're on air fare. And you know what I'm saying? So maybe on welfare.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we all on different kind of fares.
Right.
And even with what I plan to do, it's already a strain on me.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you're doing and what we agree on can just be so damn uncomfortable.
Right.
So I think the best thing you can do is just try to make sure you're in a good enough headspace to be able to handle a lot of this stuff. And co-parent is difficult, but at the end of the day, when your child can develop and grow and be a great person, stuff like that, it's worth it.
That's right.
It's worth it. Stuff like that. Like, personally love the children, and I know that that's why she love our kids. We do our best.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't perfect. We do our best. You know what I think? Like,
that's all you can ask for.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and I would just, push that to anybody else. And just try your best. That's all you can live with.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you can live with. You can't make nobody do nothing. You don't want to do anything they don't want to do, and they damn sure can't do it with you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And just try to be realistic about what you can and can't do. And, just be able to move with it.
Mm.
Just be able to move with it. But listen, guys, I want to say again, thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys gave us to get over 10,000 subscribers on Change Lives. Make sure you check us out next week with Mr. Short Dollar. We had 46 something. 46,000 something.
Okay.
Mr. Short Dollar. So we still chopping wood with that too, man. But, man, I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate it. What you do know, your boy ain't gonna never quit. Your boy ain't gonna slow down. Your boy ain't gonna stop. Okay. So listen, I love you all. Be safe, and I'll talk with you soon.